Hello everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Make that algorithm very, very happy. And, hey, if you want, make a comment. Doesn't hurt. Could help. Sometimes I respond. It's pretty fun. We can have a conversation. Speaking of which, let's have a conversation. So, right now it's Saturday morning. This morning I was taking care of the toddler and watching a little bit of YouTube. And I noticed a lot of people reacting to the cardboard boxes of Hasbro, and I can't say I blame them. I can understand your point of views. I have discussed how I don't feel it the same way, but I see other people's perspective. Now, one thing I will say, and as far as the windowless packaging issue goes, it probably will cut down on my impulse buys. Because there's a few times I've actually picked up a figure just because when I saw it for real, I was like, oh, this looks different and nice. So the best examples I can come up with recently are the last two Spider-Man figures I bought, because I generally don't buy Spider-Man. I have two looks I like to go with, either black costume or classic. And so the What If wave, the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, I actually picked that up, and it was weird because it was in my Walmart. It was the only one of the wave in there. And I took a look at it, and I saw the Spider-Man head on it. And then I started looking at the costume, and I was like, oh, this like integrates all the things I like about both the classic costume and the movie costume. So I went and picked it up. When Spider-Man No Way Home was out, I picked up the integrated costume because I just thought it looked cool. And again, I don't really pick up Spider-Man figures that much. It's just feel like I've got the definitive ones that I want, and that's it. I mean, that's my collection. And, you know, I see people with thousands of Spider-Man figures, and I'm like, hey, you know, more power to you. Not gonna knock you for that. Not my thing. I don't need that many Spider-Man figures. I went through that with Marvel Universe, and it was painful. But, you know, I guess I can see how some people would want a lot of Spider-Mans. But I wouldn't have bought those two Spider-Man figures if not. Now, Spider-Man, heavy seller, I know, yeah, it's not going to really affect it the same way, but at the same time, that's going to cut back on my impulse buys, where it's like, oh, I wasn't intending on buying this figure, but now I am. I'm doing this with Wong right now, too, from Multiverse of Madness. I keep looking at that figure, and I like the figure. It's a nice figure. And I keep thinking, maybe I should buy it. Maybe. And I probably will cave eventually. However, there was no amount of window that was going to make me buy an Eternals figure. None. But an interesting trend I'm noticing coming up is like, a lot of people are, it sounds like they're feeling collector burnout to me, which happens a lot. I've experienced that myself. It's not nice. I mean, it's you know, this is one of the reasons why, you know, people say I'm all over the place. And, you know, I got two main focuses. One is toy collecting. Right now I'm focused on Marvel Legends. But that's going to probably shift soon. The other one's miniature painting and wargaming. And, you know, if I get burned out on one, I can concentrate more on the other and vice versa. So that kind of keeps me balanced. And it helps me avoid burnout. You know, you have two main hobbies. I have other hobbies, of course. But those two main hobbies keep me going and keep me in check. The other one now is doing this channel. And, you know, I just posted a haul video this morning. I finally wrapped it up. That video was supposed to be about 15 minutes. Ended up being half an hour because I gushed all over. Oh, God, that sounds gross, doesn't it? I gushed all over Juggernaut and Colossus 2-pack, but I'm making myself laugh today. So, other words I heard was discouraged, deflated. That was the one that really kind of triggered this. Was I heard deflated, and was talking about, had something from Hasbro in a cardboard box that they hadn't opened in a week. Just sat there and had not opened it. And I was like, that's a valid point. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to say they're wrong. I mean, I can see the point, yeah. Again, I understand this. At the same time, I also noticed some other things, which these terms, thrill of the hunt, catching the prize, da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, okay. Because for me, I guess because I live in such a small community, thrill of the hunt died so long ago, it's not even funny. I mean, literally, I have a Walmart and a pretty decent comic shop about a little more than half an hour from my house. But I mean, the Walmart is the third worst Walmart in the country, so my chances there are very slim. Every now and again something goes through, but yeah, the thrill of the hunt was long lost to me. It just didn't happen. And I know a lot of collectors who do it for the quote thrill of the hunt. They die out pretty quick. And that's nothing against them, don't get me wrong. It's just that thrill doesn't keep going. It's just gonna eventually, something's gonna kill it. So, that's also when and why. Most of the time I'm very selective. I don't buy full waves of Marvel Legends. Marvel Evans. That sounds like a character off of a TV drama. Marvel Evans. Yes, sirree, I'm good and going. That's why I don't buy full waves of Marvel Legends, because honestly, there's very rarely a full wave that I want. That retro wave with the Fantastic Four, just because I wanted the Fantastic Four, was a rare exception. I still haven't bought Psycho Man, not plan to. Hate that character. I was like, why is that character in there? And I think it was just to follow along with the old Toy Biz wave. But, another thing I noticed was that some people are saying, doom to Hasbro. Hasbro's gonna die because of this. Da-da-da. And, I think Hasbro's gonna die. Because, let's face it, I don't know how many mistakes you can make. But, at the same time, I don't think this is gonna be it. And I guess that was the other thing, was that depending on if you defend Hasbro a lot or if you don't defend Hasbro a lot, people said at least 70% of collectors keep their toys in the box, versus if they defended Hasbro, well, maybe about 25% keep theirs in the box. And the truth is, we have no freaking clue, and there's no way to find out. I mean, you could probably take a poll. It might be accurate, it might not. It's like, who knows? I mean, it could be. So, looking upon all this, and people are saying, oh, I'm pulling back from this, I'm pulling back from that, I'm pulling back from that, and I'm going, yeah, this sounds like collective burnout. Which, again, I've experienced. It's very palatable and very real. So, I was just thinking, how do you keep how do you keep collective burnout from killing you from the hobby? Well, one thing is you can just take a break. Just take a break. You don't have to buy everything all at once. You can just take a break. You can not go 29. You can hang out and just enjoy what you got now. I mean, that is an option. A lot of people don't like that option. They want to keep going and going and going. I get that. That's fine. Another one, and this is one a lot of people I know who collect don't get about me. Set up some very clear goals. And I'll give you some examples from my collecting. So I have been always into the Star Wars vintage figures. I had decided very recently to get the Black Series, the basic main characters. I already have Vader and Boba Fett from gifts for me, and the Mandalorian as gifts to me from other people, which I really appreciate. And I really like them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it was just a line I didn't want to collect, and I just started thinking about it. And I said, well, what about just the main cast? And it seems to make sense to me. I am an OT guy. Generally stick in the OT. Now, don't get me wrong, there's stuff about the prequels I like. But the OT is where my love is. That's where my focus goes. So, again, just made perfect sense. And I started looking, and I could do it pretty easily. The hardest part's going to be R2-D2. But I can get it. I mean, it's just going to be a little difficult. And it's getting the R2-D2 I want, for the price I want, etc. But there you go. Clear goal. I mean, that's a goal I have. Was looking around. I've been doing a little inventory on my Marvel Legends lately, and there's a couple of characters I really do want that I don't have. So I'm looking through the history of the Marvel Legends, looking at who do I want and what version of them do I want. For instance, one good one, and I saw it last night or this morning. I'm sorry, not last night. This morning on the Foosh, I had gone back and reviewed the House of X-Wave, which I had not given too much attention to. I have the Wolverine from that one, and I don't like the smirk, but it's not a bad Wolverine, I thought. And I'm not much on variants of costumes, but that was one of the Wolverines in my collection that I wanted to have. I just thought it was pretty okay. And the Cyclops from that wave was pretty darn awesome, actually. And that's hard to believe, because I literally have gone through Cyclops' looks, and I hate almost every darn one of them. I do. I really hate them. And a little bit of obligation there is, it's like, I've got almost all the X-Men. So I do need a Cyclops. I've avoided him for a long, long time. And so that's one that's on my list now. Stuff like that. It's setting yourself to succeed. Finding out what you like. And sticking with what you like. I see videos all the time of people with huge, huge Marvel Legends collections, and I'm like, why? Why'd you do this? I mean, you just essentially bought everything, and I mean, if you really like everything, I guess that's okay. But very few of us do. So it confuses me. And these are the people now talking about they're feeling a little burned out. And I'm like, yeah, you think? Well, I mean, I don't mean to be bad-mouthing anyone. It's just, I kind of could see it coming, and now it's here, and then it's like, yeah, of course, that's what happened. So, again, that's my way of dealing with it, is just set very clear, easy goals, and just go with that. Like, again, back to the Star Wars. I gotta decide which Luke I'm gonna have in that crowd. So I'm gonna be looking at some Luke, and then once I find that Luke, then I'll be, okay, goal met, new goal, etc., etc. And be a little picky. For example, the G.I. Joe Classified line. I looked at that. Thought, I'll go grab some of my favorite characters. And of course, Hasbro, for whatever reason, decides, we're just gonna not bring those figures out, and only have them for certain people, and no one else will ever find them. You'll never see them hardly, except for when we have Snake Eyes movie, which was terrible. And and I suddenly realized, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't pick them up, because I just would have been picking up to pick them up. It's not for real love and enjoyment. It's just to do. And I almost slipped back into that now. I love G.I. Joe. Got plenty of G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch figures. Tons. In fact, I need to thin that out a little bit. But does that mean I automatically go to the 6-inch line? No. And I think I've discussed this before. Is that line, it's bugged me about the line. That it's like, yeah, this needs vehicles, and you can't do vehicles with this line because they're just too damn big. I mean, they've tried a little bit with the Black Series in Star Wars, and it hasn't worked out very well. So, again, you got to be mindful of these things and mindful of what you want. This is why I didn't try to get the HasLab Giant Sentinel. I was like, A, I've got no place to put it. B, I saw a review of it, finally. I don't know what, I just avoided the reviews. Afraid, oh God, I'm gonna like it. And I'm glad I now finally watched a review, because you know what? I don't. I have to say, for that much money, all you get is light up chest and eyes. That's a little disappointing. He should be saying, like, mutant detected or something. I mean, you know, Excelsior. That would be funny, actually. See, if you had a mutant that said Excelsior, or had a sentinel that said Excelsior, that would have been fun. Yeah, but I mean, do I want some kind of sentinel in my collection? Yeah, and I always lean more towards one scale to the 3 3/4 inch line, because those seems to fit better. You know, a lot of people don't like 3 3/4 inch line, and you're fine. Don't worry about it. I love Marvel Universe, Marvel Infinite. Actually, I'm starting to work on a retrospective video on it and go through my collection, which might be interesting and might not. Who knows? I mean, we'll see what it is. And indeed, it can be fun, is the point. So I guess in summation, you need to just try to make it fun for yourself. Focus on what you like, not fear of missing out or being part of the crowd, or I don't know. I really do think some people just grab every Marvel Legend to look cool, which is like ironic, because when I was a kid, this is how you became a real nerd and got your head stuffed in a trash can. But you know, I digress. Sorry. But still, I mean, is it the downfall of Hasbro? I doubt it very seriously. I mean, I'm sure they're going to go down, but not because of this. Is it the end of Marvel Legends? I don't think so. I mean, I think there's going to be some sales drop. That's a good one. I did see another video. I have to admit this was one that caught me. Was somebody bought some Thor: Love and Thunders that were in the cardboard packaging, and it was for the 5-inch line. Which now, I don't understand Hasbro and the 5-inch line. I mean, you have a 6-inch line that works really well, then you do a 5-inch line. It doesn't make sense to me. Why do a 5-inch line? But anyway, and yeah, I was like, how do you know which one's which? And it's a valid point. I could see people easily confusing the two. I mean, already I confuse some of these lines. It's like Hasbro does a terrible job at labeling which line's which. They're better with Star Wars. Vintage and Black Series are pretty clear, but remember there for a little while, Black Series was both. So it's like, which one's which? And then they separated them out. Like, oh, thank God, because now I can figure this out. And of course, you know, we have another price increase. That's not going to help things much. So, yeah, that's, you know, meanwhile looking over at Mattel and going, hey, why ain't that going up? Exactly. I mean, there's something, you know, Hasbro makes it look kind of funny. So, you know, anyway, we can sit and debate it all day on what it is, but, you know, why it is the prices are going up, or is Hasbro going to be doomed? But end of the day, yes, those of us who collect for passion will still collect. I mean, it may be one a wave, but it's still going to be for the passion of the game. Yeah, I love these characters, I love these figures, I love posing them, I love displaying them, I love circling out my display. You know, we all have our reasons. And what you need to do is sit back, look at yourself, look at your collection. Why did I start? And then you can make an informed decision on what to do with your collection. Okay, just a small conversation here, nothing major. Just wanted to, I don't know, speak and let the voice be heard. That's going to be it for now for Infinite Realms. You guys, you have a good day.